We're now hearing from Capitol Police about the death of one of their own.
That's after a medical examiner ruled Officer Brian Sicknick, who died one day after the Capitol riot, died from natural causes. 7 News' Tom Rousey is at the alert desk. Tom?
Yeah, Lisa, it was previously reported that Sicknick was assaulted with a fire extinguisher, also possibly with bear spray on the day of the Capitol riot. So what the medical examiner determined may be surprising to some. They ruled that Sicknick died of a stroke and that the cause of his death was natural. You may remember Sicknick died one day after the attack on the Capitol. Now, 7 News reached out to the U.S. Capitol Police about this. They said in a statement, quote, "The USCP accepts the findings from the District of Columbia's Office of the Chief Medical Examiner that Officer Brian Sicknick died of natural causes. This does not change the fact Officer Sicknick died in the line of duty, courageously defending Congress and the Capitol." Sicknick, of course, was one of the many police officers who defended the Capitol on January 6th. The ruling of natural causes, though, could make it difficult to convict anyone in his death. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Tom Rousey, 7 News.
We've reached out to the medical examiner, and a reminder, 2 men are charged with assaulting the officer during the riot. Specifically, prosecutors say they sprayed the officer and others with bear spray. Those charges still stand tonight.
At 6 o'clock, change is ordered to capacity limits in Virginia. Good governor announcing the update after hearing from kids, parents, and teachers about the audience size at schools' plays and performances. 7 News' Heather Graff now is on your side in Ashburn with this win for theater students. Heather, this is big news.
Students here at Rockridge High School have been vocal about this issue. First, they got support from the Loudoun County Superintendent and School Board, and now from the governor as well.
I've actually been doing theater since I was 8.
Photos tell the story of the costumes made and the characters played as Courtney Bergeron grew up on stage in Loudoun County.
Rockridge has a great reputation for their performing arts, so I was so excited. I've been involved in every single production they've done.
But for her senior year show at Rockridge High School, the coronavirus pandemic has led to this executive order from Virginia Governor Ralph Northam that lays out strict rules and capacity limits.
Under social gatherings, we can't have more than 50 people inside, but theater performances aren't really a social gathering. We're not all standing around and mingling. You're sitting down and watching a show, just like sports.
It's a concern shared by more than 11,000 people who recently signed this online petition launched by the Virginia Music Educators Association, which argues that school fine arts performances should be allowed the same number of spectators as school-affiliated sports.
Which is what theater is all about, having a live audience, a live performance.
And on Monday, Governor Northam announced he's making a change.
I've heard a lot of feedback from parents and students that these events should be treated the same as athletic events, and I agree. So we'll increase the number of people to 100 indoors, or 30% of that venue's capacity. If it's outdoors, it will be increased to 500, or 30%.
And I actually got to share that update with Courtney. She was just absolutely ecstatic when she heard the news. As for when these changes will take effect, well, today the Virginia Department of Education told me it will issue new guidance to schools as soon as the governor's updated executive order is published.
7 News on your side tonight with help for those struggling to get a COVID-19 vaccination, especially those who cannot leave their own home.
Well, one frustrated couple reached out to 7 News and our I-Team reporter Scott Taylor. All new at 6, he's getting results and showing you changes that are already underway to help others.
You have a couple more spoonfuls.
Lori Keefe is an everyday hero. Round the clock, 7 days a week. She takes care of her husband, Art. The couple have been married nearly 40 years. But there's one thing she hasn't been able to do.
My husband is 68 years old. He's ill. He's immunocompromised. And he's still not vaccinated.
After filling out a Montgomery County pre-registration form in early February and hearing nothing for nearly a month, Lori called the state helpline. She was stunned to learn the state didn't have a system to administer COVID-19 vaccinations to homebound patients like Art, who is paralyzed, suffers from MS, and hasn't left his bed for nearly a year.
I was very shocked because, quite frankly, this is a part of the population that I think is being sadly overlooked.
According to the AARP, there are approximately 2 million older adults who can't leave their home to get a COVID shot. Many areas, including Montgomery County, have been slow to roll out mobile vaccination units.
If I get one and Lori gets one, then we don't have to worry about anything.
Frustrated, Lori called the 7 News I-team. We reached out to Montgomery County.
At the beginning, we were trying really hard to get it right, but it was just very slow.
But Keefe doesn't buy it. She says the county dropped the ball.
I can understand why our constituents might feel that way.
The county did have an experimental program. Now it's been working to contract with an at-home healthcare service to provide the shots. After 7 News asked the county for help, it arranged for a private nurse to come to Art and Lori's home.
I think I feel like I've been met by the cavalry.
It's one less thing that I have to worry about.
Art and his wife, Lori, now have their first COVID shot. The second one is already scheduled. Scott Taylor, 7 News.
And the 7 News on Your Side team has help for those who need information on home vaccinations in Montgomery County. You'll find a link to forms that you can fill out right now in Scott's story on the front page of WJLA.com.
Well, new tonight, 7 News has learned D.C. is launching a vaccination program for homebound residents. So take a look at your screen right now. This is the phone number to call. It's 1-855-363-0333. We're going to show you that number again in just a few minutes so you have time to grab something to write it with. Appointments begin next Monday. A reminder, D.C. also is now making walk-up appointments available for those over the age of 65. You'll find that and the phone number on your screen right there. Also, we put it on our website at WJLA.com/vaccine.